to your Aero L-29 Viper passenger briefing with Waterloo Warbirds. In this video, we will cover topics ranging from basic aircraft operations to emergency procedures. We ask you review this video carefully, as you will need to demonstrate the areas covered in this video to ensure you will be able to safely participate in your flight today. Without further delay, let's begin. Enter Cockpit. For boarding the L-29, always keep in mind to have 3 points of contact at all times. Do not climb with your helmet or other items in your hands. Please pass any items to the pilot or ground crew member to bring to you once you are in the aircraft. To enter, start with your right foot on the step. Put hands over the rail with straight fingers. Do not curl your fingers into the railing. Your left foot then slides into the fuselage step while pulling yourself up. Step in with right foot onto the side of the seat while holding the center canopy. Then, pull your left foot into the cockpit and step on the seat's footrest. While lowering yourself into position, be very careful to watch that your knees or legs do not hit any switches or levers. The Viper cockpit is tight to get seated in. While you are entering the aircraft, a ground crew member will assist with holding the parachute seat back upright and flush with the seat. Parachute strap-in. The parachute is kept in the aircraft seat. The parachutes used in the Viper are designed for use in high-speed aircraft and for opening quickly once clear of the jet. As always, we hope to not use it, but need to ensure it is donned carefully and correctly. We will have a Waterloo Warbirds pilot or ground crew member assist you with putting on your parachute and as you continue to prepare for your flight by strapping on your parachute. First, put your arms into the respective shoulder straps of the parachute. You may need the assistance of Waterloo Warbirds ground crew member for this. Next, connect the chest strap by clipping each end of the strap together. Following this, move on to connect the 2 leg straps. Bring each leg strap up and connect it to the respective clip. After you are strapped into the parachute, ensure all straps are pulled tight. A ground crew member will confirm they are tight enough before moving on to the seat strap-in. Ripcord or D-ring handle. The ripcord, sometimes called the D-ring handle for the parachute, is located on the front of the parachute, chest lever, and on the left. The handle is shaped like a large backwards capital D and can be easily grabbed in the event of an emergency. In order to deploy the chute once outside of the aircraft, grab the handle with your right hand and pull firmly across your chest till its stopping point. Aircraft strap-in. It is crucial that you know how to strap into and out of the aircraft. It is mandatory that you be able to demonstrate to the pilot's satisfaction that you know how to operate the belt mechanism in the aircraft. The Viper uses a 5-point harness. A crew member will assist you as you strap in and double-check your harness before your flight. Begin by having the ground crew member hand you the shoulder straps. Place each strap over your shoulder and then raise the collar over top of straps. The yellow handle for the lock and unlock mechanism for the shoulder straps is located at the front left side of the seat. This allows your harness to be locked for safety during flight, but may need to be unlocked as you strap in. Find the left lap belt and attach to the left shoulder strap loop. Then take the loop on the negative G strap, put in the left lap belt through it. The right shoulder strap loop is then attached to the left lap belt as well. Finally, take the right lap belt and attach the locking mechanism by feeding the left side lap belt into the holder and then pressing down on the handle. Pull the belts tight, starting with the lap belt, then the negative G strap, and lastly the shoulder straps. You are now buckled into the aircraft and the harness should look like this. In order to release the harness, pull up on the locking mechanism and the straps should fall away. Operating canopy. To close the aircraft's canopy, take your right hand and push forward on the yellow knob located on the right side of the canopy. Keep hands clear and head down as the canopy slides forward. It will lock shut automatically. Take a minute to check the height of your head relative to the top of the canopy. Your head should be roughly 2 inches below the canopy. If you are too low, you will need to adjust your seat with a seat cushion or two under your parachute. You will need to ask a ground crew to adjust the seat. In order to pressurize the canopy before flight, the pilot will ask you to activate the rear canopy pressurization. When directed to, you will then move the white handle on the left of the canopy forward with your left hand to turn on the pressurization. Once you have landed and the aircraft has come to a stop, you can depressurize the canopy. Move the white handle to the back and the canopy depressurizes. To open the canopy once the flight is complete and the aircraft has come to a stop, you will need to pull back firmly on the red handle located on the left side of the canopy. Pull back the canopy and use both hands to grab the canopy and push it back until it latches. Safety in the cockpit. Clearly, an area of concern is that you are aware what to do with your hands, feet, and arms while in the cockpit. We ask that you do not touch the controls of the aircraft unless directed to do so by the pilot. Make sure you allow for the full movement of the aircraft's rudder pedals by keeping your feet back and off of the pedals. Also make sure to allow the full movement of the aircraft's control column. Though it is rare for the stick to be fully deflected, it is important to give the control column as much room as possible to move freely. This means for most of your flight, keep your hands on your legs, but feel free to throw in a thumbs up or wave. Remember, this is your flight and have some fun with it. Right panel and intercom. In order to communicate effectively with the pilot, you will need to have your helmet plugged into the intercom either here for dual plug or here for single plug. The Viper has a hot mic. This means anything you say is able to be heard by the pilot. We only ask that you refrain from talking over radio communications from the tower or other aircraft. Wait for a couple of seconds to pass of dead air, then continue to talk with your pilot. Also, on the right side of the cockpit, there is a side pocket where the sick bags are stored, as well as the passenger briefing card. Left panel. On the left side of the cockpit panel is where the fire extinguisher is located in the aircraft. If smoke or fire is found in the cockpit, advise the pilot immediately over the intercom. If directed to by the pilot, lift the white tab to release it from its cage and use. The first aid kit is located on the right side of the cockpit as well. On this side of the cockpit, you will find the throttle, flaps, and landing gear handle. These are no-touch items. They will move during the flight, so please keep clear. Starting in the upper right portion of the panel is where you will find the airspeed indicator. It is indicating 30 knots, which is its normal resting position. As the dial completes a full cycle, a 1 will appear in the indicator window representing 1,000 feet. After completing a second cycle, a 2 will appear, and so forth. Altimeter indicating height above sea level. The attitude indicator reflecting the position of the plane relative to the horizon. Turn and bank indicator showing rate of bank and slip or skid. Vertical speed indicator showing the rate of climb or descent in thousands of feet per minute. Progressing from 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 feet per minute. Clock, fuel gauge, engine RPM indicator, oil pressure, oil temperature, and fuel pressure gauge, and cabin pressurization indicator. For the passenger's comfort, there is a fresh air vent. The vent is located above the main control panel. This vent is controlled by the blue lever located directly below it. Emergency egress. In the event of an emergency and the pilot has directed you to leave the aircraft, it is important that you move quickly, calmly, and with confidence. Remember, calm people are the ones that walk away from an emergency. Unbuckle. One of your first steps in an emergency in which you need to leave the aircraft will be unbuckling your harness. Grab the metal seatbelt latching mechanism on the right hand lap belt and pull the lever up. All belt latches will now fall out and you are unbuckled. Bailout. It is imperative that you get out of the aircraft quickly, but also remain calm and keep your focus on the task of safely exiting the aircraft. The pilot will at all times continue to direct you regarding what they want you to do next during an emergency. The pilot will say over the intercom, "Bail out, bail out, bail out." Grab the red canopy handle and pull back to open the canopy fully. Should the red canopy handle fail to release the canopy, push the red tab on either side of the canopy at the same time. These tabs are the override release. Unbuckling your harness. Grab the metal seatbelt latching mechanism on the right hand lap belt and pull the lever up. All belt latches will now fall out and you are unbuckled. Pull yourself up straight and exit the plane to your left, flowing over the wing towards the back of the plane with your arms crossed and legs tucked in towards your body. Once clear of the aircraft, move your right hand to the ripcord and pull. When you land, bend your legs to soften the landing. Forced landing. If you are on the ground after a forced landing or something unexpected has happened during landing, the pilot will say, "Get out, get out, get out." Remain calm. Though something has happened to the aircraft, your best chance of safely leaving the aircraft is to act in a calm and controlled manner. Emergency open the canopy, grab red handle only, and the canopy will open and decompress the cockpit simultaneously. Should the red canopy handle fail to release the canopy, push the red tab on either side of the canopy at the same time. Unstrap from your harness. For ground egress, it is recommended but not required you unstrap the parachute as well. Unlatch each parachute strap by pulling the unlatching clips if time permitting. Using the windscreen to support yourself, pull yourself up, stand on the seat, and exit the aircraft to the left. Again, being cautious of switches and levers while doing this. Making sure you are free of the harness straps, lift yourself out of your seat and down onto the wing of the aircraft. Continue to then slide down the wing and clear of the aircraft. Immediately put as much distance between you and the aircraft as possible. We recommend at least 100 feet. Airsickness. If you begin to feel unsettled for any reason, speak up and let your pilot know. There could be a number of reasons for feeling uneasy, and even experienced pilots can start to feel queasy. Don't try to tough it out, say something. If after giving yourself some time to settle you still feel sick, make sure you have an air-sick bag handy. The bags will be in a flight suit pocket or in the map case on the right side of the cockpit. If you are about to be sick, hold the bag to your mouth and make as tight a seal as possible. Once done with the bag, be sure to seal it by folding the top of the bag and bending the clasp shut. Keep it in hand in the map case or leg of the flight suit. Ensure you let the pilot know how you are feeling. Another one of the best cures for feeling uneasy is flying the aircraft. Flying the Viper. Another one of the best cures for feeling uneasy is flying the aircraft. It is likely at some point in your flight the pilot will welcome you to get a feel for the flying or handling characteristics of the aircraft. This will be done by the pilot saying the traditional phrase, "You have control," to which you will say, "I have control." There are numerous buttons on the stick, so take care not to press them. All the buttons are designed to be handy to the pilot, but also not to get in the way when controlling the aircraft. The Viper only requires very small inputs, so ensure you are very gentle and slow when you move the controls. Once done or directed to return control, the pilot will say, "I have control," and you will respond, "You have control." Ensure you follow your pilot's instructions and return to keeping clear of the controls once directed to give back the controls. We hope you have enjoyed your Viper safety briefing. If you have any questions or concerns, please be sure to let your pilots or assisting ground crew member know. In summary, these are the key areas and functions you will need to be familiar with before cleared for your flight. Parachute operation, strapping in and out of aircraft, no-touch cockpit items, bailout procedures, forced landing procedures. If you'd like and time permits, please feel free to review this video again.